Today's episode of Band Brawlers Radio will be an absolutely jam-packed episode featuring Don Lee, Vizier, J.R.C. with 47 Eyez On Me, and Dan Zello. Also, our card game, Band Brawlers, will officially be hosting its World Championship Convention Tour Tournament event, with our first stop being at Fan Expo Philadelphia 2022 on April 9th and April 10th. More information to follow later on in this video. Without any further ado, let's rock on.
Ay, like hold up, this my theme song. Had to put the whole fam and the team on. Yeah.
This that theme song. I'm on one, bitch, I'm on one. You say that this shit is hard, but it's really our fun. Who knew that all of this art would help create our funds? We the savior of the city, like this shit was Gotham. Somebody stop it.
We're here live in Los Angeles, California with Mr. Sound Guy. How you doing?
How you doing, Gan? I'm doing great.
Riley Vizier is also going to be joining the track, so stay tuned. We're going to be showing you the process, how we put all this together live. Of course, we're in a living room right here. A lot of sound people usually get told that they need to record in a closed space, a closet. Why would you say or recommend an open space like this?
It really depends what you're going to capture at the end of the day. Are you going to add a room? Are you going to have it dry, closed studio feel? At the end of the day, sometimes your room has too many reflections. Sometimes a large room prevents reflections and creates a more open sound.
Because of course there could be a lot of bounciness that comes from whatever room you record in.
A lot of people that record vocals just put the microphone right in the closet, put a ton of padding inside, and then what happens? It sounds like a box. You're inside a box, and now you have too many mids, and you're just trying to cut the mids, but at the same time, you need it in order to have the vocal sit on top. So it's just, you're just fighting your room at the end of the day. A good sounding room will get you the sound.
What exactly do you do to people's vocals, like after they're recorded?
A vocal only sounds good once it's really balanced. Sometimes a good performance just needs a little balance, and I declick the vocals, I make sure the volume is level throughout in the way you perceive the volume, and that every word is legible. How it goes into the compressor, you have to automate all these things and make sure you put in the care to emphasize the performance, to get a better vibe, not just put a sound on, put a plugin in, and let it ride.
They kind of rhyme there a little bit.
Kind of did.
No, a vibe doesn't really rhyme with rhyme, but just the way you said it.
And we're gonna be using the Capital Chambers plugin here. We have 4 different rooms to use, and you can control the size of the decay and the delay, so check it out, watch. And let's make the room tight. There you go. Four.
It's a lot more reverb right now.
So, you know, control it to taste, and at the end of the day, really simple sound, you can do a lot with it. And now check it out. Yeah, there's not really much to it. You can get really creative with it too. You know, you can decide to send your snare only to this. You can decide to keep your kick tight. You can decide to really create a nice room, almost like you have a nice performance going on. You can layer this effect, but this effect is so powerful that I personally think that you only really need one. Use this subtly. And a little bit goes a long way, because when you create that room vibe, the sound, it just travels.
Hey, hey, hey.
cause I'm more you mad. Born in 1998, I'm already dead. I'm still reeling over the fact that Nick Arcada punched me in the fucking jaw today. What one? After the punch, we talked for like 2 hours and became like way closer friends than we were before. If you want to be friends with somebody, get them to punch you in the face. Convince them that it'd be awesome if they hit you in the face for some reason. Let them punch you in the face, and then you can like, that's like, what an icebreaker, bro.
Isn't that just Fight Club?
Call it a job, bro. That's the technique.
That is just Fight Club, actually.
That's what?
Fight Club. Punching someone in the face is the best icebreaker.
Look, I don't want anybody to think that I'm gonna do anything goofy.
So you're related to someone who used to be in Western films, right?
Yeah. Tom Mix, who, if you were really into old films, you would know from working on a bunch of movies with John Ford, before he was famous for working with John Wayne, who used to be called Marion Morrison and was a Fox boy, Fox prop boy, who worked for Tom Mix in some pictures. Tom Mix's career was sort of faded out with the advent of sound cinema, and because he's got like he had like a weird voice. He had a broken nose and stuff like that, so he didn't sound cool. Mm-hmm. Or like John Wayne sound. He didn't sound like the cowboy type.
But in a lot of ways, he was like the original Hollywood cowboy. Basically.
Absolutely, yeah, I would say so. And if not for what he did, the heights that he reached at the time, then for like the backwards like cultural like claim that I think that the backwards cultural influence that he had, I think is really important.
Right.
Because John Wayne is the cowboy, right? Like he's the cowboy actor, and Clint Eastwood's like the new edgy version, and it's kind of like that. Like we don't have like a new one. Maybe DiCaprio is like the new like that kind of movie star, right? But that kind of movie star is few and far between, and has to hold up like a whole production company basically. And Tom Mix at the time, he was AWOL for the United States military, but he got popular before he got found out for that. So the government let him off and lied about him being a Texas Ranger. Said that he was like honorably discharged. And said that he was actually a Texas Ranger. You know, he's like a dude from Pennsylvania who like rides horses.
No
and
kidding.
horse tricks. He's got a crazy legacy.
He fit the look. Yeah.
Yeah, he
fit the bill there.
He would do all of his own stunts and stuff, and then like I said, he taught Marion Morrison a bunch of that shit, and convinced Marion Morrison to change his name to John Wayne.
Not even just you connected to culture today, like
right.
Your family was connected.
That's how it always is, right?
Right. It's weird how the universe works, man.
Yeah.
It's odd.
It's kismet. It's destiny. It's gotta be. It's how it works. Yeah.
Some weird Matrix shit. I don't know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the effect of having an ancestor that has had some kind of an impact has given me the ego required to like force myself to try to have an impact. And a lot of people don't have a why. In 9:45, I said, hardly think it's absurd to miss my last name, but, well, let's just say it gives me back pain. Legacy and a new lore coming quick, man. Cranberry on the mix, too. We master the best moods, from Western to hip-hop, from Best End to Red Roof. I want a Smith & Wesson in gold shoes. I'm in a gold cape because I paid dues. Got my self-esteem up like a Whole Foods. You can't fuck with Vizzy G, no, dude. Hardly think it's absurd to miss my last name, but well, let's just say it gives me back pain. Legacy and new lore is coming quick, man. Cranberry on the mix to remaster the best moods, from Western to hip-hop, from Best End to Red Roof. I want a Smith & Wesson in gold shoes. I'm in a gold cape cause I paid dues. Got my self-esteem up like a Whole Foods. You can't fuck with Vizzy G, no, dude. It's like, it's a back pain thing. So like, I grew up with my family like expecting me to, as soon as I showed any sign of interest in entertainment, my dad would like get me in plays and stuff, and like I did a thing in high school where I was Troy Bolton from High School Musical.
Oh, dope.
And I've done like shit like that, so I've done some onstage stuff. And because as soon as I showed any interest in it, he pushed it really hard. October 12th, 1940, Tom Mix is killed when he loses control of his speeding, cord-fading convertible and rolls into a dry wash, now called the Tom Mix Wash, near Florence, Arizona. The meme on the deep internet research of Tom Mix is that a briefcase hit him in the back of the head and broke his neck during the crash. But, like, he just kind of flipped into a dry gulch during like a rough night out drinking, probably driving back from Vegas. He wasted millions and millions of dollars in today's money on going to Vegas.
Just
from
gambling.
LA and just doing like whatever, hookers, drugs, gambling.
Yeah.
He wasn't a good guy. He wasn't trying to be like a family man so much as like his, because I know that John Wayne's was like, I am a white hat cowboy. Even though Tom Mix was the first white hat cowboy, this was the tropes there.
Right.
Tom Mix wore a white 10-gallon hat, like very iconically.
Yeah.
The Tom Mix Stetson, you can still buy it now. I'm gonna get one eventually, but I don't want one. I don't want one. That'd be weird. That'd be too kitschy, right? Like if I came out with like, oh, I have a Tom Mix cowboy hat.
Yeah, it'd be like one of those things where people feel like they need to use the last name
Right.
of like the
And I
famous
don't
person
feel
they're
that
related
need
to.
You have
Yeah.
to earn it.
Yes. I'm lit as ice is cold. If you don't like me, you don't like gold. Yeah, I'm lit as ice is cold. If you don't like me, you don't like gold. Everybody in the game want the crown. I don't want the crown. I want to reign in the crowd. I want to reign in the plow. I want to harvest this hard work straight out of the ground. Lot of poverty, bars closed and vacant in towns. Cities are not close. Cases don't get close. Northern Nevada with the venomous spit flows. Got stabbed once and hit much more. I went hobo, loco, shit, bro. I ain't go no further than this though. This song on this day here at this show. I live in the moment in order for it to exist. So I'll die for the movement that took me in as a kid. Oh, I'm lit as ice is cold. If you don't like me, you don't like gold. Yeah, I'm lit as ice is cold. If you don't like me, you don't like gold. Pull up in a gray bean, 4 bows deep with a vape stink. Mid rolls until we out of pape screen. Is always on deck. I'm a living car wreck. Protect your neck or I'll vamp out at your necks. Coast to coast, I'll live in a car yet. Roast to roast, do we know who they are yet? Nothing's ever been safe, birth to man's death. The miracle rapper, hero of the West. I'm lit as ice is cold. If you don't like me, you don't like gold. Yeah, I'm lit as ice is cold. If you don't like me, you don't like gold. I'm lit as ice is cold. If you don't like me, you don't like gold. Yeah, I'm lit as ice is cold. If you don't like me, you don't like gold. I'm lit as ISIS blows. If you don't like me, then get some hoes.
Oh yeah, I need y'all really turn up with this one, man. Really just feeling, really just feeling.
This is what we doing right now.
Oh yeah, this is what we doing right now. This is what we doing.
Turn me way up. Turn me way the fuck up. Hey, cause I'm autumn up again, flooded out, pouring out, blowing loud. Everywhere I go, don't know one make a sound. Flipping a pound and go goodbye to my old life, hate a crime. I'm like Jay in his heyday, it's a sign. What could have been if I didn't get in a rhyme? And telling stories about my life, I need a lifeline. Yeah, tell me where you at, who you is, man. Pull up with a pack of the shiz, get a schmiz. Yeah, sorry, but I'm hitting like catch a fit if I don't catch a bitch. My attitude is fucked to Edison's, ain't that some shit? Yeah, emphatic when I hit it from the back of paddock on my wrist. The cataclysmic thought, still young in body and that hard. But like many, sometimes I still fear I might depart. So I'm stacking up my art, don't give a fuck if it's barred. Yeah, I just like the blunt, yeah, I just like the bug. Yeah, the nut, if you willing, let me hit it, then I'll run, yeah. Hey,
Give it up for
hey,
J.R.C.
yeah.
This next part gonna go a little something like this. Yeah,
She a legend in the backseat. We them boys no backstreet, but I still want it that way if you ask me. Get it? Probably not. Yeah, I'm real, but they holly not. You can show me what's up in the deal. I won't sign the dot, cause I'm turning 47 to a playground for the hearts. Going way down in our hearts. We don't lay down when it's hard. On their radars in the charts. So now I gotta thank God for the life that I be living and the rhymes that I be spitting on this mic. Yeah, it was written. Spread my light and you can't dim it, no. I'm feeling wicked, whoa.
2022 and I'm still kicking hoes.
Like Ronaldo on United, switch the position, I'm a Titan. Put that AP on my wrist, so it's always perfect timing, yeah. How's that for one take?
Everyone give it up for Finesse and Freedom. Let me kill this thing. Spit that shit, not expect me to fall with the same energy. Yeah, do it, hey.
Like real shit, time is a construct that can't define me. Offering them diamonds and gold, all just to blind me. Discovering myself, no one need to come and find me. And I thank God I made it all for them titans. See the shit we doing, we just won't ever stop. They say time is of the essence, but I don't on the clock. Our trajectory is booming, we just won't ever fly. Why be a shooter when you could be out here calling the shots? I feel like Gotti in his prime, I can't question God's design. Yes, this feeling is sublime. With my cousins, it's our time. We know all them all, we the shooting stars of the fantasy. They know who we are, and I don't even need a fantasy. You're the crowd rejoice. Way before I even plant my feet. God's my favorite artist, so I told him just to lay a beat and I'ma kick it. Lifestyles getting wild, drinking getting vivid. Going shy, running miles, running up my digits. Can't decide what I provide, this shit gon' get wicked. Without the red bottoms, you gon' see his head. Blossom, y'all some rodents, dead possum, that's your brother. And you went and told you in the fed column.
Oh yeah, hold on, I'm 47. Hey, try this out.
Welcome back to Band Brawlers Radio. We are back, episode 3, live from the studio, the Time Sanctum.
The Time Sanctum? That's what we're
Yeah.
calling this? It's like the
It
hyperbolic
was the
time
time
chamber.
machine, but I got a massive upgrade. So it's the
I'm
Time
liking it.
Sanctum
You
now.
know, I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
This is, of course, the first time that Jacob and I are back in the same studio together since episode 1. We've been on some journeys here. You've also been through some stuff that we're going to get through pretty quickly regarding Silva. But as you notice, we do have a guest with us today in studio. This is Dan Zello.
What's good, everybody?
Hip-hop recording artist, Dan Zello. You're going to be performing something on the show today. What is the song called?
It's called New Me.
New Me. Is there like a meaning behind this song?
Yeah, well, for starters, this is going to be my debut single. Going to be released on all platforms soon, within the next couple months is the plan. And honestly, it's just introducing a new chapter of my life and just me changing from my past, honestly. So yeah, that song has huge significance.
That's awesome. Yeah,
Yeah, and
wait to hear it.
I can't wait to perform for you guys. You guys are going to like it.
Awesome.
We can't wait to show you. In fact, why don't we show you right now?
Taylor about the fucking flex. Hop in a jet with a new TV. Got a brand new chain and some new VVs. It's a brand new year, it's a brand new me. I get to the bag, that's way too easy. Hold that drink, I'm way too sleepy. Did it myself, don't use no freebie. Made you mine cause you complete me. I don't trust no bitch, y'all be police. I pour 2 lines, might pour like 3. You tryna be me, no it ain't easy. Love no thought, these souls too sleazy. Mop on top, I know you see me. Say I broke her heart completely. Skirt, brand new Lamborghini. I know that he wanna be me, but he know that he can't be me. Locked in chains, I hope they free me. They don't treat me how you treat me. On the way, no one can beat me. 500 bands when I walk out TD. Locked in chains, I hope they free me. They don't treat me how you treat me. On the way, no one can beat me. 500 bands when I walk out TD. Hop in a jet with a new TV. Got a brand new chain and some new VVs. It's a brand new year, it's a brand new me. I get to the bag, that's way too easy. Hold that drink, I'm way too sleepy. Did it myself, don't use no freebie. Made you mine cause you complete me. I don't trust no bitch, y'all be police. I pour 2 lines, might pour like 3. You tryna be me, no it ain't easy. Love no thought, these souls too sleazy. Mop on top, I know you see me. Say I broke her heart completely. Skirt, brand new Lamborghini. I know that he wanna be me, but he know that he can't be me. Heartbreak kid, this how that goes. I switch my whips like I switch my flow. Love my fans, don't love no hoes. I run up the bands, split that with the bros. Keep me a fan, I'm letting it blow. All of my exes be up on my phone. Now I have money, like where did they go? I'm dripping designer from head to my toe. Hop in a jet with a new TV. Got a brand new chain and some new VVs. It's a brand new year, it's a brand new me. I get to the bag, that's way too easy. Hold that drink, I'm way too sleepy. Did it myself, don't use no freebie. Made you mine cause you complete me. I don't trust no bitch, y'all be police. I pour 2 lines, might pour like 3. You tryna be me, no it ain't easy. Love no thought, these souls too sleazy. Mop on top, I know you see me. Say I broke her heart completely. Skirt, brand new Lamborghini. I know that he wanna be me, but he know that he can't be me. I love drugs, they ease the pain. Pop me a perk, just fry my brain. And by myself, I feel insane. Just my side, you not my man. Nothing to something that's part of the game. You ain't had to struggle, then you in the way. I put the diamonds all up on my chain. I'm getting the money, that's just how I play. Hop in a jet with a new TV. Got a brand new chain and some new VVs. It's a brand new year, it's a brand new me. I get to the bag, that's way too easy. Hold that drink, I'm way too sleepy. Did it myself, don't use no freebie. Made you mine cause you complete me. I don't trust no bitch, y'all be police. I pour 2 lines, might pour like 3. You tryna be me, no it ain't easy. Love no thought, these souls too sleazy. Mop on top, I know you see me. Say I broke her heart completely. Skirt, brand new Lamborghini. I know that he wanna be me, but he know that he can't be me.
Give it up for Dan Zello. Thank you for stopping by the studio today. Now, I did mention I have something to address to you regarding the Silva situation. he still wants a rematch, and he's not going to stop until he gets one. In fact, I'm sorry, man, but he kind of wanted to see something. He sent in a clip, so I'm just going to have to play it.
Clip on my laptop.
Gan Yimke and J.R.C. Silva here. And you know what, Gan? You were absolutely right. Things were getting a little bit tense between everyone, and things were really starting to heat up. We really did need to take some time apart from each other in order to cool down. That's exactly what I've been doing. You see, Silva spent the night in Sin City. I was out in Las Vegas last night, and today I am doing some soul searching out in the Mojave Desert. This is where I belong. This is where I exercise my demons. So I appreciate that, Gan. You're absolutely right. Now on to you, J.R.C.
Oh.
You claim that you took matters into your own hands. I'm going to allow you to think that. I'm going to allow you to think that you took matters into your own hands. Because I know for a fact you heard my message loud and clear that I sent to you. It was loud and clear when I telegraphed it, and I know that you got it. So, I will be cashing in my rematch soon, and I've decided that it's going to be April 9th in Philadelphia at the Fan Expo. I will be cashing in my rematch against J.R.C.
What?
And I will be getting back into this tournament. So I'll see you guys in April. You guys enjoy the rest of the month, and keep cooling down.
He's obviously on some sort of magic mushrooms.
Well, he did say he's going on a spiritual journey, but that's not the point. The point is...
And who goes out to the desert just to go out to the desert?
The point is... I don't know if you realize what he's saying here.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what he's saying. He wants a rematch. I'll give it to him anytime, any place. It does not matter. That championship is mine. It always has been mine. It's going to continue to be mine.
If that's the case, then it's official. April 9th at Fan Expo Philadelphia, live on stage in Theater 7, you're going to see J.R.C. one-on-one in a rematch against Silva in a Band Brawlers World Championship qualifier match, where this time, no matter who wins, they will qualify for the World Championship tournament. This is Silva's last chance, and he knows that. That's why he's desperate for this rematch. That's why he fought for this rematch. That's why we've ended up where we are today. So I hope you're ready for Silva. And a lot of people have been telling me that they hope that I'm ready for something too that I'm facing. You said that you were sent the video?
I was sent a video. This one actually deserves to be on my laptop.
That's...
The time for talk is over. The time for internet chatter is done. I want to see if you're the man you claim you are, or if you're the little twerp I expect you to be. Your time has come to meet Vladimir Koloff, Russian destruction, in the flesh, Sunday, April 10th at the Fan Expo. And make no mistake about it, comrade. There will be no running. There will be no hiding. But if you cross the line, there certainly will be a Russian sickle in your sight. Gan Yimke, you need more Koloff!
Ooh, someone's in trouble. So, how you feeling?
He's gonna eat me. Do you know how big he is? Do you know how small I am?
I do.
Dude is gonna literally like chain chomp. Like show a picture of chain chomp from Mario. That's literally what's about to happen.
Yeah. I hope you're ready, man. You're gonna have to undergo your training at some point. There's no more time for putting off this training.
He's serious.
I mean, I would say so. That video, he seems like he means business.
You know what? Fair enough. I did sign a contract on the first episode of Band Brawlers Radio to face him in a match that if he wins, he will qualify for the Band Brawlers World Championship Tournament. I get what you're doing here, Koloff. Your scare tactics, You're trying to bait me out in front of my friends on stage. Well, you know what? Go ahead. I accept your little face-to-face confrontation. And I'll tell you what, I'm gonna raise the stakes of our match. Because, you know, I've been thinking about this, J.R.C. I'm thinking our stipulation is a little unfair because it only points towards what does he get if he wins? What do I get if I beat you? That's a question that we're gonna have answered. Sunday, April 10th, Fan Expo, Philadelphia. I will see you there, Vladimir Koloff, face to face, in the flesh, live on stage.
Wow.
And you better be ready for the stipulation I'm about to throw your way.
Wow. Kind of stealing my spotlight a little bit there, but that's all right. That sounds awesome.
Well, hey, it's a 2-night event. You and Sin Silva night 1. I'll handle my things on night 2.
There you go. So if you're in the Philly area around April 9th and 10th, make sure to join us at Fan Expo Philly.
That's right. It will be in the Philadelphia Convention Center. Links and everything, description if you want to find out where to get tickets, in the description down below on this video. Now, I'm a little uneasy after seeing that, I'm not going to lie, but I'm prepared. I'm prepared to face you. I think I've got a good stipulation in mind here. So we're going to find out what happens. Now, we do have one final guest on our show today. This is something we've had in the works for quite a long time. That, of course, is recording artist Denghy. We'll be in the studio today, jamming out, playing some music. We'll also be getting a little bit of an interview with him, so you get to know a little bit more personal behind the scenes of who is Denghy. But of course, let's not keep talking about it. Let's just go ahead and jump right to it. And we are back here in the studio, this time with recording artist Denghy. Nice to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
Now, of course, you're going to be performing a couple of songs here today. What songs have you brought in for us?
I'm going to bring, I'm going to play song, 2 songs from my new release. It just came out a couple months ago, and the first one's going to be World's on Fire, the hot new song, World's on Fire. And then, of course, after that, we'll do a song called Fade into the Night, which has an interesting story about that as well.
I like the name. I like the name. So, you, of course, have a background as a recording artist. You want to walk people through the story of Denghy. What got you to pick up a guitar and want to start playing concert venues, playing with different bands, and recording and writing your own music?
Well, initially, I'm a big fan of a lot of classic stuff, and of course, it always goes back to the Beatles. I guess the Beatles were the first band you want to be like. But I guess even when I was a little kid, even before I really knew who any of these artists were, I always liked music. I liked to sing. I like to fake play guitar, even though I didn't play guitar till later. And I think, and this is it's interesting. It never works this way, people. So, but I always thought, oh, all the girls like these guys. So I want to be a singer and be, Of course, it didn't really happen. It worked out as I planned that way. But what worked out, I got addicted to music then, and I, just wanted to play. And then, of course, another, as I say, a big Beatle influence was that they wrote their own songs, and so I said, well, I want to write my own songs, and that's how I pretty much became a songwriter.
It's a difficult task because you're not just doing lyrics, right? Like you're writing melodies, you're playing the music.
The whole thing.
What was like your first move into getting into artistry and just meeting other artists?
Years ago, when I was I think it was in 7th grade, I finally talked to my parents. I had a friend of mine who I told him, I confided, because I never told anyone this, I wanted to be a singer. I think around 7th grade, he says, well, because you play guitar, and he was known, he was considered to be he's going places type thing. Mm-hmm. And so anyway, he said, well, don't just put all your eggs into being a singer. You should play an instrument too, so guitar. So then I begged my parents, get me a guitar, and they got me this real cheap guitar with the strings this high off the neck. It was very hard to play, but I worked it, and eventually, got better instruments and, just played in high school bands. And then from there, I really didn't start writing songs, even though I wanted to. I didn't really start writing until I was about 16, I think. Mm. And then from there, and of course everyone wants to write Bohemian Rhapsody, it's like, and then I found out as times, I wish I could write a song like that. That's an amazing song. But I think as time goes by, you realize, okay, I have to do what works with me. You push the limits a little, but you know, there's only so, you know, you're not going to come out with the, you know, the most amazing song every time, and then every once in a while you have 2 songs that are good, and you put them together, become great. You know, there's things like that, you know, that work out.
That whole period of time where were you kind of like prioritizing getting great at the guitar first?
Yeah,
before actually
yeah.
writing the songs.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah, because I mean, you got to be able to like actually present your stuff.
And then that's the days when you had, you know, everyone thinks that when you're a teenager, you think, oh, I have no time. That's when you have time. So, you know, I remember I used to play. I came home from school, played for like 6 hours. You know, it was like.
Oh yeah.
I wish I could do that now, but I can't. But that was that was true. I got good at the instrument first, and I sang. And it wasn't until even years later I even took voice lessons. It was like, you know, I just tried to imitate my idols. You know, I tried to sing like Robert Plant. Hurt my voice. You know, I tried to, you know, but they still are big influence and stuff like that. You know, and I think that's what most people, the best way to do is, I hate to say it, I'm a songwriter, and it's great if you can start writing songs right away, but some of the best writers played lots of cover songs first. Yeah. And I still play cover songs when I perform live a lot, you know. That's in this day, especially being a, what we call, quotes, local musician, that's sometimes the only way you can really make money is you know, to pay the bills, is to play cover songs, and then you play your originals.
That's what gets people moving. Like, I mean, the stuff that people already know, which is kind of weird to think, because like, one of my first performances was recently with my band, and like we were playing like nonstop original new songs with the live band. People have never heard these songs, and yeah, they were enjoying it. But then because we were opening for a cover band, Late Notice. But when they went on, it was insane. You know, everybody was flocking to the dance floor. So it's what people know that gets them excited, which is kind of weird, but like.
Well, and I have like a sort of, as I said, I love to play songs I love to play, you know, that have always influenced me. But yes, if I had a choice between playing my songs or other people's songs, I definitely want to play my songs. But I even knew years ago, like what you just said about people who flock to the dance floor, and sometimes irked me a little, because I sometimes we play this great danceable rock and roll song, stuff like that, and no one dance, and then all of a sudden we go into What I Like About You, ding, 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 and everyone goes, ah! And then they go into the dance floor. You know, it's like, well, this other song was just as danceable, if not more danceable, but you're not dancing. It didn't make sense to me. It's, you know, people like to do what they're familiar with, and I think that's the one thing about covers. You know, but me also trying to be a little different, I say, well, I'm going to play covers that people know, but that other people don't play.
Yeah.
You know, so I'll do a lot of Squeeze covers. You know,
give yourself a challenge.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That aspect.
Oh yeah, and plus, you know, it's I like to when you feel, and I've played a lot of songs I don't like. Don't get me wrong, because I played with different bands. This is the set list, and you play those songs. And sometimes I like, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I hated a song going in, I liked it on the way out. You know, but when you play a song that you really like, that's not your own, you definitely put more into it, and you put your soul into it more.
I can see that.
Yeah.
And of course, you also play with a band called The Wag.
Yes, I play with it currently, and actually for the last 10 years I've been playing with a band called The Wag, which is more in sort of classic power pop Beatles style, you know, but as far as but with a sort of you know, we still have that hip, you know, the modern edge, and we have 4 lead singers in the band, so we get lots of harmonies as well.
A lot cool. For singing.
You know.
That's really cool too, to be able to have your own stuff that you're doing, have the collaborative band that you're working with all at the same time. I think it gives you a lot of variety where you're not getting bored of making music, because you always have something new to do. It's not just one focus.
And in fact, think of something new, you know, especially with COVID and stuff like that. Last year we decided to let's write a new album together. You know, and in the past it was like, you know, we each bring our individual songs in. Now we're sort of trying to collaborate more. How do we do it? You know, when we couldn't get together as a band, well, I have an idea, and you know, put the idea on and send it through via text, and then I can put this to him. We sent the text back, and then we actually wrote songs that way, which is the first time I've ever written songs that way. So that's even new. So that's taking a new approach of doing things.
Yeah.
You know.
That's the modern day collaboration.
Oh yeah. Even before COVID, people were doing that. I've never done that before. So, but it's pretty cool.
In case our team, we literally have people on our team that are from different countries.
Oh yeah.
North Carolina, you know. sending verses and beats off.
Cool, bro.
Here and
Yeah.
there. It's crazy. But
Then you have a very international feel, and you can get because it's different eras. Maybe not as much as it did years and years ago, where there were regional sounds that developed, but still, there's some of that. There's only North Carolina has a North Carolina sound,
Exactly.
and you can get something European sounds or African sounds.
When you blend it, it's just like, what is that?
Oh yeah. And I think that's how music develops when you blend different
exactly.
things.
Totally.
Try different styles. Oh, it's usually something that piques your interest. That's interesting, and then that influences someone else to take it further or do something different with it.
Like, as a producer, I try to get people that they do like a certain style, but I try to put them outside of their box and try to get them to do something completely different.
Oh yeah.
And that's usually when you get something that's like wild.
Oh yeah. And how did just my own question to you is how did the artist when you do that and push them, how do the artists respond when they come up with this new?
They usually love it. Like usually it's give and take. Some artists would like to have full control over it, but a lot of artists are really willing to let you decide. But me, I'm the opposite. I will let them just do it however they want to. And if I don't, for some reason I don't like it, I haven't had that experience yet. I've liked everything that people have sent me. But if I didn't like it, then I would just tell them and try to help them adjust it. But yeah, no, it's been pretty great. Like, I don't know.
I'm sure as a producer too, you say it's good. It's really good. I like the way it is, but I think we can do it better. I think we can push the edge a little or something. Push the envelope a little.
I'm hesitant to do that with some people, but like people that I'm more comfortable around.
Oh yeah,
I'm
some
like,
people have very fragile egos.
Egos. But then there's other people.
Not
that
me
like,
though. I do that. Critical my own stuff. I do a lot of stuff, and I used to go with bands and to studios and and record and stuff like that. And then there's the benefit is you have the great equipment and everything to work with, stuff like that. The disadvantages, though, I do a lot of my stuff. Most of my solo albums have been recorded at my home studio, except for the drums. I always got to do the drums in the regular studio or something. But as far as and I mix in a regular studio because I don't have the all the capabilities of some of these bigger places. But if say I have a sore throat today and that's the day in session you're supposed to go in, well you have to do it. That's the day you sing. If my voice isn't feeling good on a certain day and I'm at home, I'm not going to do it today. I'll wait till another day. Or I can, do different things with that too. I mean, there's many times I've recorded stuff, I listen back to it. Oh, I don't like it. I have to re-record it. In a regular studio, well, it's already done. It's paid for. That's it. We're stuck with it.
That's so true. That's why the home studio is like the perfect vibe for me. It's just whenever I'm feeling it, whatever I'm feeling, I'm doing it.
Yep.
Allows you to work whenever you really want to. I think that freedom as an artist is such a huge, eye-opening thing when it comes to creating things, because it's not necessarily just giving you that personal time to create something. It's giving you a space where no matter what, like Jacob said, you just jump into it at any time. And I think that's truly where some of the best music is being made today. Like, a lot of people, some of the biggest artists now have home studios. We're seeing that as a more common thing.
They probably have better ones than I do, but I mean, $100,000 studios. And, I will say one thing too is that you can do stuff when you want to, and usually for some reason, I don't know why, it always works out. It's usually like early in the morning, like after midnight, I'll go down and start working on stuff, And sometimes my last album I put out, actually, there's the editing process too. It's a whole different thing, and I remember I had a deadline to get it to the regular studio to mix, and I was editing all this stuff, and I remember I went down like midnight several times and come up and it was 5:30 in the morning and it was light out, and then I go to bed, but that's sometimes you gotta do it when you feel good. I mean, yes, you have to balance it with everyone else's schedule as well and the normal schedules, but you do best when you work on your schedule.
Oh yeah,
makes sense.
He knows. Like, I just have people come in and out. I'm still doing me.
Oh yeah, but that's as a producer, I know that's another thing too. A lot of people they record their parts and they go home, and you spend they spend 2 hours doing their recording parts. Hey, great session to go home, and then you're out there for the next 10 hours editing it to
But not even just that. I'm just like hanging out, like friends coming in. But I'm still producing or recording in the booth or whatever. But they've been getting more and more into it, which I love. Like, once you're surrounded by musicians and creativeness, you can't help but to jump into it.
And plus you also then have people come in and say, you know what, hey, since you're here, you want to put a guitar track down for me?
Yeah.
You could do that too, which is also cool. That sounds like the heydays of the '60s. When you would go into the Mick Jagger showed up a Beatles session or something. That's stuff like that. I tried to get Mick to come to my sessions, but he wasn't available.
Maybe in the future. Hey, if he's watching this.
Or Jimmy Page,
All right. I think it's time to hear some of it firsthand.
Rock and roll.
Yeah.
Let's rock on.
Don Lee, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me here today.
It's a pleasure to have you, Don.
Thank you.
This one's called World's on Fire.
From amber red to green, there's lots to do deceive. We stop, we turn, we disagree. The road to least to victory is only in regrets. Is it best to keep hoping it's not over when it's over? Is it best to keep heading for that light? Higher, higher, yes, but this heaven's like a boulder on my shoulder. Well, I guess that's what I get by falling in love. Higher, higher, yes, pretending we can find what mends a broken mind. Confusion tends to follow me, but will I lose to destiny and end up like the rest? Is it best to keep hoping it's not over when it's over? Is it best to keep heading for that light? Higher, higher, yes, but this heaven's like a boulder on my shoulder. Well, I guess that's what I get by falling in love. Higher, higher, yes, our world's on fire. Higher, higher, yes, our world's on fire. So how do we proceed? This was a mystery. We call it what it needs to be, but rolling back to history, I never would have guessed. Is it best to keep hoping it's not over when it's over? Is it best to keep heading for that light? Higher, higher, yes, but this heaven's like a boulder on my shoulder. Well, I guess that's what I get by falling in love. Higher, higher, yes, our world's on fire. Higher, higher, yes, our world's on fire. Higher, higher, yes, our world's on fire. Higher, higher, yes, our world's on fire.
What we just witnessed was out of this world. Get ready for part 2.
All right, this next song here is the first song I ever written with a video in mind, because there's a trilogy of videos I was doing with my good friend Ariel Strauss Bruland, and of course this next one is going to be the continuation. We actually filmed the video already. We haven't put it out yet, but this is the song it's supposed to go to, and the song is called Fade Into the Night.
Dreams is still alive. The queen has tossed me to the night. It's nothing like it was last summer. Simple life, awe and wonder, yeah. Thought I found someone I knew I could trust. Now I'm bound by terms we never discussed. Break my vow and I'll be turned into dust. And all for what? She's up the stakes on the bluffs I've laid on. My luck is gone, I've played it all wrong. I must remain on, or I'll just fade into the night.
suffer there. Grip the walls and fatal fall of escape. Slip and fall into the jaws that await. But if I'm crawling back for more every day, I'm not to blame. She's up the stakes on the bluffs I've laid on. My luck is done, I've played it all wrong. I must remain on or I'll just fade into the night. She's up the stakes on the bluffs I've laid